Thank you. This is continuing with wealth intelligence, Tycoon Intelligences. This is involved in the 135 different intelligences. So wealth intelligence I talk about. Cross-domain intelligence collection. I didn't realize it, but I had been developing this system of cross-domain intelligence collection, or CDIC. So I'll talk about that. This is a type of intelligence. Risk intelligence, social intelligence, spatial intelligence, or mode. When I talk about mode, this is a Howard Gardner designation, and I can rightly give him credit. I haven't read the books, but I do know just by my research and being able to comprehend this that he's done quite a bit of research on it, written books about it, etc. So spatial intelligence, contextual intelligence, verbal intelligence, collective wisdom. It's not an intelligence, but wisdom is the end point of collecting all of this information. So collective wisdom, social intelligence, or SIQ. This is a Dr. Sternberg construct of understanding things. It just says that the more success you have, there's an intelligence in understanding it. So I call that successful intelligence, designated by Dr. Sternberg. In that, there's componential intelligence, and I've designated his intelligence as successful intelligence is SIQ, or successful IQ, but I've also given it a .C for componential intelligence as his variant. So SIQ.C. Experiential intelligence, successful intelligence.E, and practical intelligence, SIQ.P. This one I relate pretty closely to. It's about common sense, tact, and street smarts. Communication intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, musical intelligence, logical or mathematical intelligence, bodily or kinesthetic intelligence, naturalist intelligence, linguistic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, existential or spiritual intelligence, pedagogical intelligence or teaching, moral intelligence, risk management. It's not an intelligence, but it's related. I want to talk about it. Risk management. Group intelligence, and there's a C factor. Again, we talk about the C. The C factor is the crystallized form of intelligence. General individual intelligence, or G factor. There's a fluidity to the general individual intelligence. So G factor is the fluidity of that intelligence. Collaborative intelligence, collective consciousness. Again, this all relates to different information sharing. There's a collective consciousness that goes on, and so I wanted to discuss that. Ambient intelligence, meta-intelligence. This is from Howard Gardner. He did emotional intelligence, and I think emotional intelligence 2.0. I really have to get to reading those books, but I wanted to get all of my information out, how I have processed things out, and have it not be affiliated or plagiarized in any way. Meta-intelligence, one that is composed of many constituent intelligences. Physical intelligence, cognitive intelligence, generational intelligence, systems intelligence, system of intelligences, psychological intelligence, general intelligence, aerospace intelligence, space intelligence, space situational awareness, space domain awareness, maritime intelligence, maritime situational awareness, maritime domain awareness. Now these are domain, situational. These are all different forms of awareness, and I think about them in regard to having an intelligence, engaging intelligence. Global maritime intelligence, global collective intelligence, human resource intelligence, infrastructure intelligence, sports intelligence, emotional political quotient. I've created this one because I think politics are so charged with emotion. It definitely needs its own definitely needs its own realm for me to measure it. So emotional political quotient, how involved is somebody emotionally into something versus the logic of it. Technical intelligence, geopolitical system intelligence, government organization intelligence, law intelligence, airspace intelligence, geopolitical intelligence or GPOLINT, political intelligence or POLINT, tax intelligence, business cultural intelligence, cross-cultural intelligence, artificial general intelligence, supply chain intelligence, protective intelligence, bureaucratic intelligence, predictive intelligence, defense industry intelligence, superambient intelligence, swarm intelligence, superintelligence, critical intelligence, critical thinking theory, humanistic intelligence, color intelligence, global collective intelligence, hegemonic intelligence, hegemonic stability theory, business intelligence. And in this, business intelligence is BI, but I have to break it out and make another designation of .b, lowercase b. So business intelligence. So for instance, I'll show you an example. Financial intelligence, artistic intelligence, gender intelligence, positive intelligence, which I've made up here, the plus IQ, so positive intelligence, creative intelligence, growth intelligence, global competitive intelligence, strategic intelligence, tactical intelligence, market intelligence, marketing intelligence, mobile business intelligence, operational intelligence, complex event processing. This is what I have done as I've created this whole system. It's about having a system of intelligence and then being able to process it all of the complex information down and having it come out to be a result that is beneficial. Business process management, real-time business intelligence, sales intelligence, location intelligence, collective competitive intelligence, media intelligence, social media intelligence, accounting intelligence, commercial intelligence, open source intelligence. Here again is that business. So with regard to business, it's a OSINT.B. So open source intelligence might be some competitive intelligence that you're doing against someone that you're maybe bidding on a contract with, or you want to do a merger and acquisition, or you want to take over a sector of theirs. You'd be doing open source intelligence.B. Business civic intelligence, national state intelligence. Those would be organizations that have an actual intelligence collection agency. Military acronyms as designations for intelligence domains, spheres, and activities are all in caps, no parentheses. I'll start with all-int, so all source intelligence, human intelligence, including clandestine. SIGINT are signals intelligence. MASSINT are measures and signals intelligence, and there's going to be a variety of that. So there are MASSINT variants. ACTINT, which is acoustic intelligence. It could also be called acoustant. Nuclear intelligence, geophysical intelligence, laser intelligence, magnetic intelligence, gravimetric intelligence, and that would include elements like radar, materials, radio frequency. Cultural intelligence, financial intelligence, geospatial intelligence, imagery intelligence, market intelligence, open source intelligence, technical or technology intelligence, medical intelligence, science and technology intelligence, surveillance intelligence, counter-surveillance intelligence, counterintelligence, cyber intelligence, digital network intelligence, electronic intelligence, counter-electronic intelligence, communications intelligence, foreign instrument signals, Electronic order of battle, I'll discuss. Electronic warfare, EW. Meteorological intelligence. Military intelligence. Strategic intelligence, and this one I've put together, strategic from Sun Tzu's Art of War. Tasking. Strategic intelligence is the tasking, collection, analysis, filing, and dissemination of intelligence. Operational intelligence. Tactical intelligence. Space intelligence, extraterrestrial space intelligence, and when I talk about extraterrestrial space intelligence, I'm talking about the satellites, the spacecraft, the drones. I'm talking about the things like the International Space Station, the moon bases, extraterrestrial space intelligence, just having an understanding of what is the space industry. Private intelligence agencies, private military companies or contractors, private defense agencies, global business consultant firms, I'll discuss. Threat intelligence, biological intelligence, psychological operations or PSYOPs. This one I've created, I call it WarQ or warrior intelligence. This would be an example of the warrior king Leonidas of Sparta. And I've created, again, WarQ is my designation. Culinary intelligence, diplomatic intelligence. And again, intelligence spheres are polyspheres. It's a type of domain or sphere clustering. And again, I think about them in terms of constellations in my mind. I'll discuss business organizations, C-suite titles, roles, and responsibilities, industries versus sectors, psychological spheres or domains, emotional spheres or domains, thinking styles, cognitive styles, learning styles I'll go over, leadership styles, leadership competencies, precious intangible capital assets, again, that tycoons use, that leaders use, world leaders use. Financial market economics, I talk about precious intangible capital assets, but this also has a financial financial effect as well. So I talk about financial market economies applied in economic theory. Precious intangible capital asset markets versus the financial market economies. Trust capital. These are capital assets. These are the precious intangible capital assets. These are the things that don't give you money directly, but are utilized to earn trust, respect, esteem. Trust capital, truthfulness capital, distrust capital, responsibility capital, respect capital, as I said, esteem. These are all capital assets that people earn, distribute, and garner. Reliability capital, capability capital, emotional capital, emotional labor, attention capital, personal and professional attention capital, attention economics, I'll discuss, digital cultural expertise capital, digital cultural capital, experiential capital, social attention capital, collective attention capital, cultural capital, embodied cultural capital, linguistic cultural capital, objectified capital, institutionalized cultural capital, or academic capital, pedagogical capital. You can think about it in that way as well. Individual capital, intellectual capital, knowledge capital, or dynamic knowledge repository, knowledge management. If you have knowledge, you've got to be able to manage that. And for instance, it could be in a dynamic knowledge repository. Intellectual capital management, it's the management of A, human capital, B, relational capital, and C, structural capital. So again, human capital management is human capital management, relational capital, and structural capital. Infrastructure capital, reputational capital, celebrity or fame capital, organizational capital, process capital, innovation capital, managerial capital, national intelligence capital. Task-specific human capital. There's an intangibility and portability. These are all the skills as an individual that you have and can take from one business, company, industry for yourself. Firm-specific human capital, social capital, political capital, bureaucratic capital, customer capital, linguistic capital. It's a sociological term, linguistic capital. Natural capital, symbolic capital, luxury capital, wealth capital, warrior capital, mental capital. Immaterial economic capital, negative mental capital. Leadership capital, confidence capital, global cultural capital, influence capital, financial capital, build capital or community capital. I'll talk about business etiquette, general etiquette, courtesy, manners, hygiene, manners. These are all related to your capital exchanges. Politeness, your competencies, your literacies, including, for instance, in financial literacies. I'll talk about leadership, volition, ethos, style, and competencies within leadership. Leaders have many different modes, many different methods of leading. This starts some of the modes. A coach could be a coach leader, a transformational leader, a visionary leader, an autocratic leader, laissez-faire leader, somebody who's a democratic leader, or a pace setter. So I'll go into the different types of leadership, volition, ethos, styles, and competencies. Next, I'll introduce high quality characteristics, or HQCs, and I talk about these in terms of major personal traits. And I'm going to go ahead and you're going to see several of them repeat, and they repeat because they tend to weave in and out of the different roles that I have used, and whether it's internal or external. These are, again, going back to the different smaller versions, smaller spheres or orbs that I used to collect, form, and understand who I was dealing with and what I was projecting in terms of my skills, competencies, what I'd like people to be aware of, how I actually am. So I call them high quality characteristics, but again, alluding back to calling them orbs, I think about them HQC orbs. Major personal traits. They're smaller, so I'm just going to read them out. So under major personal traits, I think about trustworthiness. They're highly crystallized. These are elements of high quality characteristics. If you want to be, for instance, working for a tycoon, extreme loyalty, takes, earns, and collects responsibility, have razor sharp instincts, sang-froid, you're calm, cool, and collected under strained conditions, brutal honesty, you have the ability to give realistic assessments, experienced tragedy, suffered, values life above all. There's a selflessness, a cooperative towards goals of loved ones, friends, and selected allies. Appreciative, demonstrates gratitude. Can speak truth to power, concisely and respectfully. Responsible, predictable and dependable. Authentic and sincere. Strong moral compass. Others depend on steadiness. Possesses sound judgment. Possesses humility, is humble despite consistent success, kind, considerate, and polite, equally vicious against enemies. Likability, friendly, and has a dynamic personality. Protectiveness of innocence or civilians, vulnerable others, security conscious. Knows when to ask for help, can admit to making mistakes immediately, can say, I don't know. Responsible for family members, family caregiver, provider, family leader, courageous, bordering on fearless, accountable, high meritorious self-esteem, self-confidence without arrogance, sense of humor, ability to laugh at oneself or situation, serious and attentive, adaptable and flexible. Perfectionist, strives for, takes high excellence and continues to build. Listens, observes, contemplates, and learns quickly. Values time, mental, emotional, physical health and self, loved ones, and select allies. Private by nature, highly values and respects others' privacy. Self-awareness, in-depth self-audits. Counterbalanced self-awareness of negative characteristics. Ethically sound and legally bound, has consequences beyond self, family, and loved ones. Ambitious and driven forward. Seeks constant self-improvement, growth in self and others. A great pupil, teacher, instructor, mentee, or mentor. Has an inquisitive mind, seeks own conclusions based on data and sound reason and logic. This is High Quality Characteristics, the section under Advanced Work Ethic, Drive, and Professional Capabilities. Is time aware, has cadence, pace, and accurate deployment of actions, highly disciplined, must always be the best and hardest worker at all times. Stoic, being tough, immune to insults, criticism, pain, and suffering. Loyal and dedicated person to pledged missions and agenda. A generalist, person of all trades, skills collector. Specialist focused when called upon. Positively opportunistic or sanguine. Simplification, a processor of complex groups of tasks and execution of results. Is inquisitive, ambitious, insatiable learner. Physically fit, impeccably presentable, blends into environments, is well groomed. Has developed operational systems to accomplish tasks, projects, and overall agendas. Analytical solutions provider, logical and prioritizes well. Well-rounded competency, well-read, well-traveled, and culturally experienced. Takes detailed notes and follows instructions extremely well. Practices professionalism at the highest level. Master of your own craft and wants to share. Employ skills. Ravenous for success. Exploits and applies talents and skill sets. Recognizes high quality characteristics in others. Shows up first to work hard. Leaves last and is always available when called upon. Dependable and predictable. Is very serious about trust, responsibilities, privacy, and confidentiality. Strives to deliver world-class performance, customer service, and leadership. Curatorial by nature. Has various fields of interest, abilities, and successful previous work history. A background in other domains, businesses, industries, and cultures. Quickly adaptive and flexible to reach goals. Deep understanding of roles for self and others in any organization. Aware of personal and professional boundaries. Laser focused. Resourceful. Works at a faster pace than all others. Unusual pace. Leads the tempo. Excellent reputation and meritorious credibility all around. Doesn't discuss politics, religion, or other inappropriate subjects. Is respectful of all human resource rights, protections, protocols, procedures. Diplomatic, communicates, understands traditions, ceremonies, and negotiations. Well informed of local, national, and international marketplaces, culture, safety concerns by city, region, country. Uses open source and advisor information. Excellent researcher, optional solution provider. High quality characteristics, mindset and psychological strengths. Indomitable spirit, again, stoic, strong mindset, will, and perseverance. Tireless pursuit of excellence. Can forecast dozens of possible outcomes and place solutions in front of problems. Extremely aggressive, persistent, focused achievement of success every time. Resilient, recovers quickly from mistakes and failures. Thoughtful, considerate of other people's points of view inside trusted groups. A wisdom seeker, collector, and distributor. Patterns, thoughts, and actions to align with principles. All in. Can provide a counter perspective, advice, and alternate path to success. Able to recognize, respect, and apply lessons learned. Optimistic, can-do attitude. No job too large or small. No task too simple or difficult. Finds a way.